Good morning, I'm Nate Pooterball. Another week, another big win for the Buckeyes. They took care of Penn State 38-14 for their 9th straight win over the Nittany Lions, their most lopsided win since 2015. The offense had itself a day with Julian Sayin going 20-23 for 316 yards and 4 TDs. Both Cardinal Tate and Jeremiah Smith getting over 100 yards through the air, and Bo Jackson added 105 yards on the ground. And other notable news around college football, the ACC is up for grabs as NC State dropped number 8 Georgia Tech, and number 10 Miami fell to SMU. In baseball, the Dodgers beat the Blue Jays 5-4 in extra innings to repeat as World Series champions. Yoshinobu Yamamoto claimed World Series MVP. In the NFL, the Bengals host the Bears at 1 o'clock today. The CBJ beat the Blues last night 3-2. They're on the road tonight taking on the Islanders. And Columbus Crew SC takes on FC Cincinnati tonight in the first round of the MLS playoffs at 6:30 at Lower.com Field. Breaking sports news, what happens to the fan?
This is Hollywood Casinos On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Here are your hosts, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Welcome to On the Money, 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle, joined by Scotty Vegas, Nate Pooterball at the controls behind the glass. We all got the extra hour of sleep, gents, which was nice. Scotty, yes. How you doing this morning, my friend?
I am loving life, Dave. Beating Penn State 9 straight times. OSU hoops starting up tomorrow. Blue Jacket hockey playing great. I mean, we watched an awesome Game 7 of the World Series last night, and Michigan barely got by a crap Purdue team. Life is good.
It is good, and we've got a great show for you guys. We're going to delve into Ohio State football, of course, college football in general. We're going to give you our thoughts on the updated odds to win the national championship and the updated odds to win the Heisman Trophy. Very interesting things there. We're going to talk some NFL betting. We're going to have a Scotty Doesn't Know segment in the second hour, the nearly world-famous Scotty Doesn't Know segment. I run into people around town. They're like, there hasn't been a Scotty Doesn't Know in a while. I'm like, that's true. So I texted you like midweek, and I'm like, we haven't had a Scotty Doesn't Know in a while. So that will change this Sunday. So it's going to be a great show. Let's start with the Buckeyes. 38-14. A little too close for comfort at halftime after that fumble, and then Penn State gets that touchdown right before half, and then the Buckeyes just completely dominate in the second half, 21-0. Was the take in the second half. And then the total yards, I love looking at total yards. The Buckeyes with nearly 500 total yards. Penn State with 200 total yards, taking it to Jim Knowles. Julian Sayin is now the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. He's not in the mix. He's not knocking on the door. No. He's sitting in the driver's seat. Julian Sayin is now the betting favorite to win the Heisman, but very good performance from Ohio State yesterday, 38-14. Scotty, as you know, so we talked on the tailgate show yesterday, that line kept dropping. It was 25.5, then it was 19.5, then it dropped to 18.5, then it dropped all the way to 17.5 before kickoff, and the Buckeyes just keep taking care of business.
Yeah, how about that? And again, we've talked about it many times. Good teams win football teams. Great teams are covering spreads, and you had a spread where in the offseason, before the season started, this was Ohio State minus 3.5, and it opened up the week at minus 20.5. And as you said, it kept coming down, kept ticking down. And you and I kind of were talking like, why is this thing ticking down? When you handicap this game, it was like, how is Penn State going to score enough points to keep this game close within 3 touchdowns? And well, the one way that they were going to score was Ohio State turning the ball over, right? And that happened right before the end of the first half. But again, Ohio State covers. And if you look at it throughout the season now, they have covered 7 times. And then one game, the OU football game, where they did not cover by a half point. Some people count it as a push because on some sports books, it ended up being right on the line. So some people say Ohio State's 7-0-1 against the spread, which, by the way, there's no other team that's undefeated against the spread in the country. But then Ohio State was also like that OU line. We count it as 28.5, and so we count it as 7-1 against the spread.
And most of the time, they're beating the spread by a significant margin.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday, they beat it by almost 7 points. That's not a great example, but I looked for a while. I was like, because you and I are both like, why is this? It keeps ticking down. Then it's 17-14 at halftime. I'm like, okay, now we know why. It was fluky. It definitely, because even then you look at the total yards. Yeah, it was that C.J. Donaldson fumble for the half. It was the forward progress stop, probably, but you still got to hold on to the ball there. But
Did you hate the play call? Because I heard a lot of criticism of the fact that Ohio State came out running the ball there. There was exactly 2 minutes left on the clock, and people were like, oh, why are you starting the drive? I actually thought, okay, it's actually smart to start out with a conservative play because you kind of get the momentum started, right? Everybody's thinking pass. Maybe you could slip a 7-8 yard run in there and kind of get things going, because ideally you're getting down the field, getting a field goal to set up the second half, because you're getting the ball to start the second half. I had no problem with them running the football there. I was surprised about the criticism of the play call there. It was just the play wasn't stopped, and he didn't hold on to the ball, and that was the killer.
Even if you only got 4 yards, but he didn't fumble, no one would have said anything about it. People were just mad that he fumbled. And because here's the thing, like, I'm sure what the coaches were thinking, yeah, maybe he could like bust out like 8 yards, but like even if you only get 4 yards or 3 yards, with Julian Sayin knowing you're going to throw the ball the next 2 times, you're feeling pretty good. You're going to get those 6 or 7 yards with 2 opportunities with the most accurate quarterback in the country by a significant margin. And as we said, he is now the betting favorite to win. So I didn't have a problem with that play call at all. It was just good to see the Buckeyes just absolutely dominate them in the second half. So much like good stuff to talk about. I know you and Ryan were talking about this stuff. Just what a great sports situation we're in right now. We saw a classic World Series last night, a classic World Series period over all the 7 games. Game 7 going to 11 innings. It looked like Toronto was going to win. They had that early 3-run home run. It's like, okay, it's theirs. They even led by 2 going into the 8th. They led by 1 with 2 outs in the 9th, and the Dodgers tied. The Dodgers come back, and they win it in 11 to repeat. How about our Columbus Blue Jackets? 7-4 on the young season. A lot of people are like, yeah, they overachieved last year. They'll take a step back this year, maybe next year. No, 7-4 on the young season with a 3-2 win over the St. Louis Blues. Very impressive, Scotty.
Oh, gosh. It was just one of those sports nights where it was like just so fun, right? Like, I didn't think the college football slate after Ohio State, Penn State, it was like, yeah, these 3:30 games are okay. I think that Georgia-Florida game got kind of interesting late. But other than that, the college football games I didn't pay a ton of attention to. I watched the Michigan-Purdue game because that thing just kept staying close. But, yeah, I was kind of locked into the baseball and then kind of checking in on the Blue Jackets, too. But just an incredible sports night. I did want to ask you, Dave, now, Penn State is off the Ohio State schedule for a couple years. I don't know how many people realize that, but we're so used to seeing Ohio State, Penn State every single year. I'm going to be disappointed, partially because Ohio State just always beats Penn State 9 straight times. But Penn State, if I were to power rank the teams that I hate, right, in college football, number 1, obviously Michigan. I think number 2 for me is probably Alabama. And then number 3 would be Penn State. Like, I think that's my list. I hate that Penn State is coming off the schedule. I'm curious from your perspective, teams that you cannot stand. Obviously, Michigan 1. Is Penn State number 2 for you?
They're not, and I'll explain why. I mean, they're up there, and once a year, not for the next 2 years, as you mentioned. I definitely hate them, but no, it's funny, not anymore because they're terrible, and they have a Buckeye leading their program. Wisconsin was number 2 for me for a while. Barry Alvarez was a thorn in Ohio State's side. He'll be the answer to a trivia question. He already is. Jim Tressel had a losing record to exactly one Big Ten coach, Barry Alvarez.
What was that record?
And Tressel did beat him. It might have only been like 2. I'll have to look it up. You got me there. It was like 2-3, something like that. And then Tressel had a winning record against Bielema, but even Bielema had a couple of wins against Ohio State. I know the 2010 season didn't count; it should retroactively. Ross Bjork hopefully can take care of business there. But their one loss in 2010 was to Wisconsin. So Wisconsin was Wisconsin for me for a while. I agree with you. I don't like Alabama. I don't like Georgia. I don't like Kirby Smart. I don't like his little frat boy haircut with his visor. I don't like Kirby Smart, and I just don't like, I don't think he's a good guy. I don't think he cares about discipline. So I don't like Georgia. And you don't like the teams that have won. Yeah. Right? So they won back-to-back titles. And they got so lucky, that game that was in Atlanta, no less, against Ohio State, where I don't know how Marvin Harrison Jr. gets knocked out cold. They call it correctly on the field, and they overturn it. Give me a break. Ohio State wins that game against Georgia, and Georgia doesn't repeat if that was called correctly. So let me answer your question. So I would go definitely Michigan. I would go Georgia. I'll put Georgia 2, Alabama 3, and then, maybe Penn State. But here's the thing. Thank goodness my mom and dad weren't Penn State fans, because my entire family's from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Like, I was born in Ohio because my dad was an Air Force guy, so they moved all around. And he was a Pittsburgh fan growing up, pro sports. For some reason, they grew up really close. I mean, Altoona's, a half hour away from State College. They were never college football fans. So when my dad, went to OSU Newark when he was stationed at the Air Force Base there, he became a diehard Buckeye fan. So thank goodness I dodged a bullet there. But I have so many relatives that are Penn State fans. I don't hate Penn State, but definitely I don't like them. But the fact that Ohio State's beat them 9 straight years is definitely taking a little shine off the rivalry.
No doubt. In fact, I will tell you one of my first football memories, Dave, and this is probably partially why I hate Penn State, but I remember watching Penn State when they first got into the Big Ten, and they had a game against Ohio State where I want to say they won 63. It was one where they absolutely dominated Ohio State.
You're going to do well, and Scotty doesn't know later.
We'd have to look up that actual score. I think it was like 63-14. I'm just throwing that number out there.
You got it right.
Oh, is that what it was?
You got it right.
Can I get a ding?
Ding.
Okay, so
the first one was the proper noise level, I think.
But that, I think, because that's one of my first memories, watching that game is why I hated Penn State. Right.
That was the second year after they joined the Big Ten. I have a funny story about that. I was watching that in Morrill Tower with some of the guys on the team that were redshirting that year that ended up being good players, like Damon Moore was redshirting that year. Jerry Rudzinski was redshirting. This is 94. And we're watching this game, and it's 63-14. Yes. And Ohio State then, they returned the favor.
The next year with Eddie George, and absolutely went to State College and won that in 95.
Yeah. You're absolutely, which is weird. You go to Penn State 2 straight years.
Yeah.
It was at Pitt.
I remember Ricky Dudley had a big game in that one.
Down the middle, right down the seam. Yes, great memory. I was even talking about when Ohio State returned the favor in 2013 under Urban, when they beat Penn State 63-14.
Oh,
I still can't believe that happened. But anyway, I remember watching that in the dorms with some of the Ohio State players, and it was just nobody was saying anything. It was just stunning.
And of course, we absolutely encourage you to interact with us here on the show, watching on YouTube, and people are throwing out teams that they hate in their top 5. And
I can't wait to hear this.
One of the good ones from Perry is Clemson, and I'll be honest with you,
that's true. I hated Clemson a lot.
3 years ago, yes, 3 years ago, they would have been right at number 2 for me.
Oh, for sure, it would have been Michigan. Yes.
And now,
definitely.
And now we watch Dabo and the struggles that they have, and I enjoy watching. So they lost to Duke yesterday.
Yes.
I think it was 46-45, and Dabo is just losing his mind on the sidelines, and I am enjoying every second of that.
Did Ohio State break them? It's funny. Ohio State breaks programs and teams and coaches and players. We've seen. I'm not joking. Miami, the Hurricanes have never been the same. Since the national championship under Jim Tressel 2002. Broken. You could go on and on and on about some. They broke Wisconsin. Wisconsin's not been the same.
59-0.
And Wisconsin was like that second best team in the Big Ten there for a while, right? I would say they were. Even though they're playing the Big Ten JV, still, they would knock off Ohio State occasionally. I think they were beating Michigan most of the time. Michigan State had their little run there where they had maybe the second best program. But, yeah, man.
I think you're right. Something to Ohio State breaking programs.
Exactly. I think maybe they've broken Penn State now. We shall see. Although Penn State, if they hire Mike Elko, which I think they will, I'm on that train because people are like, Mike Elko, why would he leave Texas A&M? Well, keep in mind, Mike Elko is from Jersey and went to college and played college football at Penn, not Penn State. University of Pennsylvania, but still, so he's got ties to Pennsylvania. He's got ties to Jersey. I could see him, if the money's right, and I'm sure it would be, I could see him leaving Texas A&M where he had no previous ties to take the Penn State job.
And I was recently looking at the betting odds, the updated betting odds after Matt Rule got the extension, which still kind of laugh about Matt Rule getting that extension at Nebraska. They, of course, lose yesterday as well. And the 4 names that are coming up the most as far as the betting odds, Jeff Brom, who's at Louisville. That wouldn't exactly scare me. Not a bad hire, but it wouldn't exactly scare me as a Buckeye fan of Jeff Brom going there. What would scare me? One is Brian Hartline. He's number 2 on the betting odds. You got Eli Drinkowitz on there as well. That's another name that's popping up. So those are the kind of the names right now. And you mentioned Mike Elko. He's another one.
Yeah, jump on Elko if you want to bet on that because I think the odds are good there. Speaking of odds, we told you guys Julian Sayin is now the betting favorite to win the Heisman. Let's take a look at those Heisman odds next on The Money.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
The Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns May 14th through 17th with My Chemical Romance, Tool, Bring Me the Horizon, and Shinedown. Plus, Pierce the Veil, Good Charlotte, The Offspring, Sublime, Godsmack, Breaking Benjamin, Marilyn Manson, and so many more. Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, May 14th to 17th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at SonicTempleFestival.com.
Active military or veteran planning your next career move? Columbus State's IT programs prepare you for a high-tech career in Columbus's fastest-growing fields. Our veteran services team will help you maximize your benefits and connect to a supportive campus community. Apply at cscc.edu/IT.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're building a single-family house, multi-unit house, townhouse, penthouse, row house, or tiny house, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. The Columbus builders who are building Columbus do. They know they can rent the right equipment at the right price right now, thanks to the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus. All powered by people for equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. So no matter what you've got going in or going up, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, savory stuffing, and cranberry sauce. The ultimate holiday comforts in a sub. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
College is great. You know what else is great? Pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of the Ohio State University. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
It's BOGO week, so use your card for buy one, get one free deals on Kroger brand apple juice, Screamin' Sicilian pizza, and more participating items. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in his tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair.
Dormar, you're kind of cute. Taking out the trash.
Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
I lost count of how many foster homes I lived in. 20, maybe more. Each time, a new family, a new room, but never a space that felt like mine.
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a permanent home.
Now I have my own room and decorated it myself. And just like my family, it's mine to keep.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies are expected here for today, and temperatures will only warm up into the mid-50s here for this afternoon. Winds fairly light out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, we're tracking clear skies and chilly temperatures down into the mid-30s here for the overnight hours, making for a chilly Monday morning, but with the sun shining, we'll warm up into the upper 50s here for your Monday afternoon. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Some people golf on Sunday mornings. Some people place bets on the people playing golf on Sunday mornings. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
It is time to talk Julian Sayin and his Heisman campaign, because guess what? This Sunday morning, Julian Sayin is now your favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Here are the odds, the updated odds at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. We, of course, do our betting at Hollywood Casino Columbus, which we will be out at Hollywood Casino in the ESPN Bet Sportsbook next Sunday for a watch party. Can't wait to do that. But here are your odds. Julian Sayin now plus 185. Almost even money now to be the Heisman Trophy winner. Plus 185, Julian Sayin. Fernando Mendoza, plus 225. Then you got Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson at plus 450. Marcel Reed, plus 850. Now, the run for Julian Sayin, I want to talk about this because we were at the casino just about 2 weeks ago, and we were watching and getting ready for the Ohio State-Wisconsin game.
Yeah, the tailgate show before the Wisconsin game.
That's right.
Yes.
And we talked to our friend Justin over there, sportsbook manager at the Hollywood Casino Sportsbook there, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. And he's like, I'm surprised that we are not seeing a lot of money coming in yet on Julian Sayin. And at that time, Dave, 2 weeks ago, he was 14-1 to win the Heisman. We were looking at him and, of course, Jeremiah Smith.
And he was like 10th or something in the odds, 12th, right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give some perspective. Yeah, 14-1.
And you and I were talking about it, and we're like, yeah, the value, especially looking at the schedule coming up, and it makes sense. And now we see he is plus 185. And, of course, the reason he's plus 185 is a lot of different things, but he's got an 80% completion percentage, which, by the way, is 7 points higher than anybody else in college football.
It's insane.
It's absolutely ridiculous what he's doing. Now, I wanted to ask you this, because Julian Sayin, we knew Buckeye quarterback going into the season. We knew Buckeye quarterback had a great chance to to be in the race for the Heisman Trophy. But if you had to guess before the season started, what were the odds on Julian Sayin to win the Heisman? What would you say?
Was this after he was officially named starter?
Yes.
I don't think Vegas.
Before game one.
I don't think Vegas's odds really ever changed. Vegas was not one of these, like, I had a lot of people ask me, friends, family, is this a real quarterback battle? I'm like, listen, Lincoln is good, but no, Julian's definitely going to be the starter. It's not a real battle. Vegas, I don't think the odds ever changed. Okay, so I'm stalling. I bet I was guessing 20-1 during the break, and you kind of looked at me funny, so it's not that.
I didn't.
So I'll go 17-1.
I did not look at you very funny. 21 is a very good guess. It was actually 22-1.
22-1.
At the beginning of the year at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, Julian Sayin was 22-1. After week 2, so after the Texas game, where Ohio State didn't do a ton offensively, he fell down to 25-1. And then throughout the season, he's been between about 15-1 and 25-1 until the last couple weeks, where he went from 15-1 to 4-1 after the Wisconsin game. And then, of course, after yesterday's game, he goes from 4-1 all the way to plus 185.
Just your typical game where a quarterback has more touchdown passes than incompletions.
Exactly. It's insane. 4 touchdowns, 3 incompletions. And Dave, what's so impressive about him is we knew the accuracy is 100% elite, right? And people are talking about, oh, yeah, he's throwing 80%. And, people always try to look for some kind of hole or nitpick. And they're like, oh, yeah, but is he checking down the ball, not throwing the ball down the field? Well, guess what? He had 5 completions of 20-plus yards yesterday, including 3 for 45 or more.
Those were bombs, and he was putting them right on the money.
Bombs were perfect.
On the money.
23 touchdowns this year, 3 interceptions. He's only thrown 39 incompletions in just under 200 passes, and his completion percentage is off the charts because since 1956, here are the completion percentages for a season. Right now, you have Julian Sayin, number 1 at 80%. Number 2 was in 2023, Bo Nix, who threw for 77%. And in number 3 is Mac Jones in 2020 at Alabama. He threw for 77%. So he is in absolute elite company right now. He has the number 1 passing rating in the country. He's just been absolutely ridiculous. And now he is your Heisman favorite.
And he's going to get a chance to pad his stats these next 3 games. In theory.
4 games, Dave.
Well, yes, that's a good point. Thank you for the correction there. You're right. Now, I do think Ohio State, I've been saying this, but I mean it. They need to prepare that, what is it now? We're down to 27 days from now. When they go to Ann Arbor on November 29th, they need to right now mentally, physically, everything prepare for that being a nasty weather game. Sleet, snow, rain, mud, wind, everything. And if it's not, great. But you need to prepare for that game like it's going to be nasty because Michigan can run the ball. And, they looked a little shaky yesterday, but they're banged up too. They're banged up. But I bet you they'll be healthy by then. I bet Justice Haynes will be back by then. Marshall looks good. They've got 2 good running backs. They can run the ball, and they can play defense. Defense showed a little, shakiness against a very bad Purdue team yesterday, but still. And that's Michigan's recipe right there. Play good defense, run the ball. If it's nasty weather, that could be an equalizer. Then I still think Ohio State's defense is so damn good. Good luck Michigan being one-dimensional, moving the ball against this Ohio State defense. But then, if Ohio State has a turnover or 2, and Michigan doesn't, and Ohio State misses their field goals like they did last year, and Michigan doesn't, that's how it can go, because Ohio State is considerably better. Now, they were last year, though, too. Ohio State, and that game was in Columbus. That still feels so fluky to me with the field goal misses, I feel like Ryan Day and Chip Kelly just wanted to prove a point. We're going to run right at their stud D tackles. It's like, okay, maybe when that's not working, do something else. Maybe throw the ball to number 4. But, man, Julian Sayin is going to have a chance. As you're right, including against Michigan, if the weather cooperates, he's going to have his chances to really pad his stats, especially the next 3 weeks.
See, yesterday kind of absolved my fears of that because yesterday, with the way the game was going in the first half, that's the classic Ryan Day butt clench game. It's getting tight. Things aren't quite working what you want. There's a weird fumble. They can't score on the goal line. They let it a fluke score. Ryan Day is visibly getting frustrated on the sidelines. It's like, oh, no, this is one of those games where Ryan Day tightens up. It's just, we're going to run up the middle the rest of the game, play it completely conservative and safe. And no, they come out in the second half and just bombs away.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, speaking of that Michigan game, the way this is set up, Michigan has the opportunity because you look at their schedule the next couple weeks.
I know.
They play Northwestern and Maryland, and I'm not saying that they are shoo-ins to beat Northwestern and Maryland on the road, but they probably will. So you're set up where if Michigan wins that game against Ohio State, they'll be in the playoffs. Right?
It's like USC. If USC wins out, now they have to beat Oregon, I think, and Washington. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
USC has Northwestern, Iowa, and at Oregon before they play UCLA. So they'd have to win against Iowa and Oregon to get in.
Yeah, so I don't think Michigan's going to beat Ohio State, and I don't think USC is going to beat both of those teams. So probably USC and Michigan won't make it. But, yeah, those teams have a path. Iowa has a path.
It's a tough path because they have Oregon this week.
Yeah, and USC.
At USC.
Right. So I think the Big Ten's only going to get 3 teams in, but we could have a situation where those 3 teams all have first-round byes. Because if Oregon wins out and finishes 11-1, they're right now, what are they? No, we'll see. Like the committee comes out with their first rankings this week. I imagine Oregon's going to be 5th, maybe 6th at the worst. So Oregon, if they win out, they'll be no worse than 4th. Is that fair?
Very.
And then, in theory, if it's Ohio State 1, Indiana 2 in the Big Ten championship game, both teams are 12-0. let's say Indiana loses that game by a touchdown. How far are they going to drop? They shouldn't drop at all, really.
Maybe to 3.
Maybe to 3. So you're going to have, maybe in theory, you're going to have Ohio State 1, let's say the SEC champ 2, Indiana 3, Oregon 4.
Yeah.
And then no other Big Ten teams in the field. I'd be fine with that.
That's very possible because Oregon's only loss would be to Indiana, who would be number 3 in the country. So...
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, looking at it, there is a really solid chance the Big Ten has 3 of the top 4.
Yeah.
How many heads will explode down south if that's the case?
Well, I think the fact that if they only have 3 teams in, which is still, a quarter of the entire field, but if they have 3 teams in, but if all of them have buys, you're right. People are going to be a little bit. Hey, it makes sense. I mean, those 3 teams are 3 of the best teams in the nation, and people that didn't believe in Indiana, I think they believe in them now.
We are going to take a very, very quick 2-minute timeout. Then we're going to talk some more college football and the betting national landscape. Can't wait to do it in 120 seconds. This is On the Money. Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Active military or veteran planning your next career move? Columbus State's engineering technology programs prepare you for a career in Columbus's fastest growing fields. Our veteran services team will help you maximize your benefits and connect to a supportive community. Apply at cscc.edu/engineering tech.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan. D. Biddle places over-unders on how many traffic lights he hits coming into the studio. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
All right, Scotty, I'm curious to get your take on this. So last week we were saying, the NCAA has ruled that college players starting November 1st will be able to bet on pro sports. And we talked about that a little bit. It took them, less than a week to reverse course. Nothing's official yet, but it sounds like they pushed it back, the effective date, to November 22nd. But before then, the D1 schools can vote. And I don't think they're going to push this through. I think this legislation is going to be shot down. I'm curious to get your take on it, though, because I've seen, I think this would be the right move to not allow college kids to bet on pro sports. But I've heard people say, well, hey, you should let them. You have to be 21 to do it. And the other argument could be like, listen, and if these kids want to bet, they could. If they can't do it themselves, they'll just have a friend do it. I hear you, but like those people that are saying that, but it just opens up too many problems. For example, this is one of many examples. Let's take football, for example. These guys are buddies. Like, if you have let's say you're a wide receiver still playing in college and your buddies in the NFL, you guys are going to be talking all the time. What if he tells you, oh, by the way, man, our quarterback is hurt. I don't think he's going to play this week, but nobody knows it. And then that college player places a bet on it. And then if they get caught, both the NFL guy and the college guy are in hot water with the feds. And I don't know if you've noticed this. We've seen some guys get in hot water with the feds recently. So where do you come down on this? Or do you think college players should be able to bet on pro sports?
I think the timing of it was just such a disaster, right? I mean, it really was. It's like, okay, we're going to let these college kids who are 21 and older and staff members start betting on pro sports. And then what happens about 24 hours later? We have a gigantic betting scandal in the NBA. So, I go back and forth because these guys are getting paid. Like, a lot of these guys are making money, and they want to be treated like everyone else is treated and have the same opportunities everybody else does. And if they're 21 or older, that means being able to obviously gamble on sports. And I think, for me, I think you should be able to do it. You brought up a really good suggestion in that you're not able to bet on the sport that you play in. So let's say you are a college basketball player. Then guess what? You cannot bet on NBA games. If you're a college football player, you can't bet on NFL games. I think that's very fair. I do think that if athletes out there want to be able to bet on sports, they should be able to, just not in the sport that they participate in. I think that is a good way to look at it. Because let's say I'm 21 and I want to bet on the Masters tournament this weekend. Or if I want to bet on the World Series and I'm a college football player. I think you should be able to do it. Everyone else is able to do it. That your peers are able to do it that aren't players. So why should you not be able to?
Yeah, I think that would be a good compromise. I think they're just not going to let them do it, period. But yeah, if you're like, an Ohio State football player and you like English Premier League soccer, why shouldn't you be able to bet on that? Or Columbus Crew tonight, and the hell is real. Go Crew. I root for Cincinnati Pro Sports except for one team, FC Cincinnati. Boo, Crew. Go Crew. Let's go. Game 2 tonight in Columbus. They have to win this one. It's weird. Usually they don't do this in soccer. Usually it's aggregate goals. This is just straight up 3-game series. They're almost taking a page out of like other sports. Most soccer fans don't like it. Nate, you a fan of the 3-game series? Are you most like most of my soccer fans who hate it?
As someone who had to do soccer coverage for a few years, I hate the best of 2 series.
Yes. It's
the best of 2 was what it was. And no, let's have winners in our soccer games, please. Thank you.
Oh, I see what you mean. When it was best of 2 aggregate, you didn't like that.
I hated it. I was
so
like,
you like this?
Yes. Let's have winners in our games, please.
Okay. I like that. So the aggregate goals thing was all about the soccer. Anyway, but yeah, I'm with you. I think that would be a good compromise. But do you agree with me? I mean, just when you had Greg Sankey coming out and speaking out against it, all these other heavy hitters saying we shouldn't allow it. And then all of a sudden the NCAA is like, okay, let's put things on hold for 3 weeks and vote on it. You add it all up, I'll be very surprised if college kids will be able to bet on pro sports.
I'm with you, and a big reason is the timing, right? That's what it all really came down to. It was bad timing. Hey, during the break, I made a comparison to you, and I'm curious to get. I said it, and I didn't get your reaction, and I want to get your reaction live here on air. So I compared Ohio State this year to the 2019 LSU team. And I said the only difference is Ohio State's got an elite defense that LSU team didn't have. Because if you go back and you look at LSU's schedule that year, they gave up 38 points when they played Texas. They gave up 38 points when they played Vanderbilt. They gave up 41 to Alabama that year. They gave up 31 to Ole Miss. They gave up 28 in the playoff to Oklahoma. They gave up 25 in the championship game to LSU or to Clemson. So my comparison was, look at the quarterback and top 2 receivers at Ohio State and compare that to what you had at LSU, which, of course, was Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. Is that a fair comparison? Am I out of line, just being crazy when I say this team reminds me of that team?
No, and that doesn't mean that Julian Sayin's going to win the Heisman and be the number 1 overall pick, but I think he will be. Right now, he's the betting favorite to win the Heisman this year as a redshirt freshman, not as a 5th-year senior like Joe Burrow did. And Burrow was the number 1 pick of the draft. You look at draft prognosticators, they're now saying Julian Sayin is the odds-on favorite to be the number 1 overall pick of the 2027 draft. Jeremiah Smith picked number 2. It'll be interesting if it goes like that. I think it's a great comparison because I think we're going to look back on it. This sounds silly when you say that now. That doesn't sound silly to me because, Jamar Chase, at least in my opinion, is the best receiver in the NFL, and Justin Jefferson's number 2. You're talking about the 2 best receivers in the NFL. But comparing them 2019 LSU, I think it's very fair. Jeremiah Smith is a generational talent at wide receiver, and Carnell Tate, if he's not too far behind. And I think Carnell Tate he's going to be the first wide receiver taken in this draft. I think he's going to have a long, prosperous NFL career like pretty much every other Ohio State wide receiver that goes in the first round. And then Jeremiah's going to come along. He's going to be, like I said, probably the number 2 overall pick. He's going to be an absolute stud. And I think Julian's going to be really good in the NFL. So I think we're going to look back on it. I think that is a wonderful comparison. And I had forgotten, I thought because LSU did have some good NFL talent on their defense that year. I forgot they gave up that many points, Scott. You're right. That's a very good comparison. Now, are they as good as LSU that year? They're younger. As I said, Sayin's a redshirt freshman, not a fifth-year senior like Burrow. But I really like that comparison with quarterback, the top 2 wide receivers, but an elite defense. Ohio State has the best defense in the country, not a defense that's given up a bunch of points to a bad Vanderbilt team that year.
Now, that LSU team, of course, benefited from Ohio State getting a really bad call against them and not getting to face LSU in the national championship game. I care a little bit on that. But, hey, we need to start a campaign. The 2027 NFL draft is scheduled to be held in Washington, D.C. That draft needs to move to Columbus, Ohio.
I agree with you.
Because if Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith are in that 2027 NFL draft, that thing needs to be held here in Columbus.
I agree. Mayor Ginther, can you get on that, please? You and
Let's
your people.
go.
I like it. And we spoke Columbus. Not many people care about this other than me. I like that Columbus is getting a UFL team. I always said if you're going to have a spring football league, you need to have it in Columbus. You need to have a team in Columbus, Ohio. And I always use the DC Defenders when Cardale Jones was their quarterback there for a couple of months, right before COVID hit. It was when, the XFL was still a thing. Because the XFL and USFL combined to form the UFL. So for those that haven't heard, the Columbus Aviators will debut this spring. And I like it. But here's the thing. In 2020, the TV ratings for DC Defenders games in Columbus, Ohio were higher than anywhere else in the country, including in D.C., because Cardale Jones was the quarterback. I'm like, listen, if you ever get a spring team, you put some Buckeyes on there, look, and he was the only Buckeye on no, he was the starting quarterback. He was the only Buckeye on that D.C. Defenders team. So, hopefully Will Howard plays for many years in the NFL. You're telling me if it doesn't go well for Will Howard in the NFL here in a couple years, that if he was the quarterback of the Columbus Aviators, people wouldn't be interested in that?
You're telling me if Lincoln Kienholz was the quarterback of the Aviators, they wouldn't tune in for that?
I mean, Drew Aller could be maybe like this spring. I know he's Penn State, not Ohio State. He's an Ohio guy. I'm kidding.
Hey, we got a really good question from the YouTube chat. It's from our friend Colonel Ingus, who says, my question is, how did we not see more Arvell Reese the last few years? And that's directed to you, Dave. So go ahead and answer that. Why have we not seen more of him?
I've heard, I'm just going to parrot what Bobby Carpenter said. We talked about this on one of the tailgate shows this year, and he said, would he have been ready to play last year, for example? Yes, it's not like he would have been out there. He would have been like a liability, but he was still learning the linebacker position. Keep in mind, he came in as a D end. So the reason he didn't play a lot as a freshman, he wasn't even playing linebacker then. And, just kind of, at Glenville, he kind of like played all over the place. So he had to learn to be a linebacker. And last year, Cody Simon had a really good year. Now, Arvell Reese, the year he's having this year, as great as Cody Simon was last year, Arvell Reese is having a better year this year. And that's not a knock on Cody Simon. That's just Arvell Reese is an absolute werewolf. So I think Arvell Reese would have been, a standout starter last year, but that was the reasoning I was given, was he came in as a DN, was still kind of learning the linebacker position last year. But, dude, this guy is an absolute force out there.
And we appreciate the question from Colonel Angus. And he also had another comment. He said, and we started the segment talking about players and the opportunity to bet on pro sports. He said, well, why don't we just put kiosks on the sidelines to make it convenient for players to place bets during these games? Really funny from Colonel. Again, you can reach out to the show. We are available on YouTube, and we appreciate all of those comments. Also, a reminder, you can join us next Sunday, Hollywood Casino Columbus. We're going to be doing a watch party for the NFL games. And the great thing about going to the casino for the NFL games is we get to sit in one spot and watch 8 games at once. It's incredible. The food's good, and we're going to have all kinds of prizes to give out. So join us next Sunday at the Hollywood Casino, ESPN Bet Sportsbook, 1 o'clock for our watch party.
We always have a blast out there, and it's perfect. The show ends at 11. We get to go over there, have some food.
Crab legs?
Get some, maybe some crab legs. All-you-can-eat crab legs plus steak. Go a little crazy.
Little parlay.
They've got like 50 kiosks there. You can go up to the actual main desk and bet if you want to. It's just, and yeah, the food's great, and we always have a blast out there. So join us next Sunday at 1 o'clock for our watch party. All right, up next, speaking of NFL, let's look at the Bengals today and the Steelers today. The Steelers 3.5-point dogs at home against the Colts. Bengals 2.5-point dogs at home against the Bears. That's coming up next on The Money.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Taking out the trash. Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash. When you're building a nursery school, elementary school, charter school, high school, vocational school, or jiu-jitsu school, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus, you can count on us to get you the right equipment at the right price right now. No matter what you got going in or going up. All powered by people. For equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. No wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's officially fall at Firehouse Subs. The Thanksgiving turkey sub is back. This sub brings all the flavors of the Thanksgiving table into one crave-worthy bite. Stacked high with premium carved turkey, savory stuffing, and cranberry sauce. The ultimate holiday comforts in a sub. Hurry to Firehouse Subs today and try the Thanksgiving turkey sub before it's gone. Limited time at participating Firehouse Subs restaurants while supplies last. Planning a tailgate or game day spread? Firehouse Subs Catering makes it easy to feed the whole crew.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Ah, college. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the Ohio State University logo. Huntington Bank is proud to be the official consumer bank of The Ohio State University and the unofficial bank of pizza. Let's go Bucks! Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
As we wonder why our kids are struggling, someone is getting bullied. As we discuss how to improve their mental health, someone is being harassed on social media. As we wonder why they're skipping school, someone is crying themselves to sleep. Knowing the signs is the best way to prevent bullying.
Please just leave me alone.
Learn the signs at sandyhookpromise.org.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 5-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear breaks, where collectors win big.
Away game this week, but that just means you can make the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus your home for Saturday football. Join the Fan for the tailgate show and then party with us with the ultimate watch party. We have football contests with amazing prizes. There's wall-to-wall screens, ticket and memorabilia giveaways, and unbeatable game day food. Can't wait to see you at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook on Saturday. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
It's BOGO week, so use your card for buy one, get one free deals on Kroger brand apple juice, Screamin' Sicilian pizza, and more participating items. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Did you know Austin and Berm host a show at Roosters? And did you know that Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences? Tickets, sideline passes, trips to a postseason game, and more. Register today at roosterswings.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Scotty Vegas places so many bets, he can't even remember which teams he's rooting for. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
So let's talk some NFL, and we have a new favorite in the AFC North, and it's a team that was favored to start the season. It is the Baltimore Ravens, minus 150 to win the AFC North. The Steelers, plus 185. Bengals 9-1, Browns 40-1. I do have an interesting stat for you, Dave, for today's Bengals game. As I know, it sounds like Joe Flacco is going to try and start the game today. And the over is 4-0 in the Bengals' 4 home games this year and 10-2 to the over in the last 2 seasons. In the last 12 games, the Bengals' home games are going over by a total of almost 14 points a game. So I found that kind of interesting, how the total for the Bengals game has been going so far over. What's your play today on the Bengals?
Yeah, I kind of like Bengals. I kind of have a feeling they're going to win this game today. The fact that they're a home underdog. I mean, the idea that they scored 38 points against the Jets last week and lost is almost mind-boggling. I guess not for the Bengals, right? That kind of was the most Bengal thing ever. But to score 38 points against the Jets and you still lose at home, 39-38. I felt good for Justin Fields, especially after his owner trashed him earlier that week. And then when he was asked about Olivia, he said, that's just noise from the outside. Noise from the outside, talking about the owner of the team. I love that. I kind of feel like the Bengals are going to win this game if Joe Flacco plays. Now, I did say they speaking of Penn State from earlier, they elevated Sean Clifford from the practice squad. So they have Jake Browning active as well. So if they have 3 quarterbacks active, that tells me, Joe Flacco, as they say, will probably start. But the Bengals must not be too confident he's going to finish, or they wouldn't have elevated Clifford from the practice squad. But I kind of like the Bengals' money line on this one. I think the Bengals are going to win this game today.
So it's funny because the favorites last week actually did really well in the NFL. Actually at near record numbers as far as the favorites in covering spreads.
Except for the Bengals.
And that's the one that killed my parlay. I literally put a parlay together, and it was about 4 or 5 teams, and they were all favorites and just on the money line. And I honestly got to the point in the Bengals game where I kind of like check mark. Yep, that's going to be a win.
It felt like they're going to blow them out.
And I could just feel the anger. I wasn't in the same room with you, but I could just sense the anger and the red face that you had when they blew that lead to the Jets.
Yeah, but I turned a page after that. Like, I still love the Bengals, and it's not like I'm going to give up on the Bengals, but I now refuse to allow them to ruin my days. Now, during the game, I might be ticked, but I'm able to turn the page a little bit. Even that Jets game last week, I was over it within 10 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Now, was there steam coming out of my ears at one point during the game? Of course.
I'll tell you what, I was not over losing the parlay in the way that thing lost.
That would have made me more upset. Yeah, because I don't think with this defense, even with Flacco coming in and at least making salvaging the season, if they would have won last week, they still would have a chance to make the playoffs. I really don't think they have a chance now. But with this defense, they weren't going to do anything, even if they got Burrow back. They snuck in the playoffs. This defense is just absolutely awful. 39 points to the Jets, I think, kind of proves that.
And just to illustrate how good the favorites did last week in the NFL, favorites went 11-2 against the spread, and that was the best win percentage for favorites in a single week since December of 1985. Where all 11 favorites covered in that week. So let's update the Super Bowl odds now, see if there's any value out there. The Kansas City Chiefs, what a shocker. They've moved their way back up to being the Super Bowl favorite. They are plus 475. The Lions are 6-1. Packers 7-1. Bills 8-1. You got the Eagles 9-1 and Colts 10-1. Now, what I've started to do a little bit, Dave, is try and get Ohio State to win the national championship, parlayed with a couple of these NFL ones. And let me throw you the three teams that I invested in with Ohio State to win it all. I did it with the Colts because I love what Daniel Jones is doing, and I like the value at 10-1. I did it with the Rams because I also like the value in the Rams. I got that one last week at 15-1.
Ooh, that's down to 10-1.
And it's down to 10-1. And then the last one that I did was, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, because you and I were talking about this when they were down and out, started out the season. It was like, oh, gosh, this Chiefs team, not it. And now they've found a way to bounce back. So those are the three teams that I've invested in. And, of course, I parlayed those with Ohio State.
It's crazy looking at the Ravens. The Ravens have the 8th best odds to win the Super Bowl. As you mentioned earlier, they're now the favorite to win the AFC North. It looked like for a while, are they going to, completely be out of it? Or they're back to having the 8th best odds to win the
18-1.
That was my pick entering so it's still kind of a long shot. Then you have the Chargers and Seahawks tied 22-1, and then tied for 11th. You have the Patriots and the Bucks at 25-1, and everybody else is pretty much a massive long shot. But yeah, man, I like the Colts and the Rams too. If I had to pick one of those, it'd be the Rams, as you mentioned last week, because I like both of those teams, but the Rams being in the NFC, which seems like it's going to be, the Lions and the Packers will have something to say about it, and the Eagles, of course, but the NFC is not as strong as the AFC. So I like the Rams at 10-1 a lot. McVay has already won a Super Bowl and been to another one. This guy, I don't think he gets, and everybody knows he's a really good coach. I don't think he gets enough respect for how great of a head coach he is.
And you bring up the Ravens, and they're 18-1. Their next 6 weeks, you have Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals. 6 games. It would not surprise me if that Ravens team goes 5-1 in those 6 games, gets back to 8-6, and right in the middle of the race at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Lamar looked like really good throwing the ball, but you can definitely tell he's still gimpy on that. But if they get if the Ravens get a 100% Lamar, they're going to be really tough, because now everybody's saying Derrick Henry's washed up. He was looking pretty good this last game.
Well, I just love how that schedule sets up, Dave. 6 weeks right there of very, very winnable games for them.
And we're so used to saying the AFC North is tough with the Browns and Bengals doing their thing.
Nope.
And even the Steelers, they're okay. All right, first hour of the show is in the books. Stick around for the second hour. We're going to have Scotty Vegas. Scotty Doesn't Know. We're going to have the Parlay Party. This is On the Money.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
When it's 6 a.m. and you need a skid steer and you want to talk to an actual person about skid steers, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and hardest working equipment experts in Columbus, we can help steer you to the right skid steer at the right price right now. Tracks or wheels, diesel or gas, light, medium, or heavy duty. Plus attachments for loading, grading, digging, drilling, tilling, and trenching. No wonder the Columbus builders building Columbus lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Finally, fall is here. The leaves are changing, the air is crisp, and the cooler temperatures are a welcome relief. But as those temperatures continue to drop, it's also a reminder that winter is just around the corner. We know it might feel a little early to start talking about freezing temperatures and snow, but now is the perfect time to make sure your roof is ready. Before the winter weather hits, wouldn't you like the peace of mind that your home is protected? If you're unsure about the condition of your roof or just want to be prepared for the months ahead, call the professionals you can trust at Newman Roofing. With over 30 years in business and 3 generations of Newmans in the roofing industry, we're dedicated to educating you about your roof so you understand exactly what's happening. We believe that an informed homeowner can make the very best decision for their needs. Give us at Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Let Newman Roofing help you prepare for winter the right way.
Enough already.
We can do more.
Enough already. We can find a cure.
Enough already.
We can do better for our kids.
Enough already. We are relying on you.
We can come together to support Children's Cancer Research Fund, a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer that is on the front line of breakthroughs. Because
it's enough already.
Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Nate Pooterball. Another week, another big win for the Buckeyes. They took care of Penn State 38-14 for their 9th straight win over the Nittany Lions, their most lopsided win since 2015. The offense had itself a day with Julian Sayin going 20-23 for 316 yards and 4 TDs. Both Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith getting over 100 yards through the air, and Bo Jackson had 105 yards on the ground. And other notable news around college football, the ACC is up for grabs as NC State dropped number 8 Georgia Tech, and number 10 Miami fell to SMU. In baseball, the Dodgers beat the Blue Jays 5-4 in extra innings to repeat as World Series champions. Yoshinobu Yamamoto claimed World Series MVP. In the NFL, the Bengals host the Bears at 1 o'clock today. The CBJ beat the Blues last night 3-2. They're on the road tonight taking on the Islanders. And Columbus Crew SC takes on FC Cincinnati tonight in the first round of the MLS playoffs at 6:30 at Lower.com Field. Breaking sports news, what happens to the Fan?
Sports gambling, fantasy football, and tailgating before a massive day of pigskin. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Welcome back to On the Money, 97.1 The Fan. I am Dave Biddle. I am joined by Scott Prokop. We, of course, like to call him Scotty Vegas. We have producer Nate Pooterball at the controls. My friends, we're going to have a great final hour for you. We're going to have a Scotty Doesn't Know segment at the bottom of the hour. This is going to be Scotty Doesn't Know the Ohio State-Penn State border war. Ooh. But I think he actually does know it pretty well. But we'll see. So we're going to have a Scotty Doesn't Know. We're going to have a lot more for you. We're going to talk some Ohio State football. But right about now, it's time for the parlay party. Hit it, Nate. All right. Parlay party is where we celebrate anything we want to celebrate. Could be a nice parlay that we hit. Could be anything at all. Could be Julian Sayin being the betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Scotty Vegas, what are you celebrating?
Well, why don't I start right there? I am celebrating the fact that he is now the betting favorite. And I grabbed him last week at 8-1. That's when I kind of got in and I was like, I wish I had done it at 14-1. I waited a little bit longer, but I got it at 8-1, and I feel really good about that. So definitely celebrating that. I'm celebrating the fact that, gosh, just 9 straight against Penn State. It's awesome. When we talk about teams that we really hate, we thrown out there, Clemson and Georgia. Of course, number 1 on all our hate lists is Michigan, but in that top 5 is Penn State, and Ohio State has dominated Penn State 9 straight times. I'm going to miss the fact that Penn State's not on the Ohio State schedule the next couple years. Also celebrating the fact that, gosh, I'm not a big baseball guy. But last night, watching that World Series, that was incredible. Like, that was just the drama of this whole series was fun to track. But last night was absolutely amazing. Dodgers get it done over the Blue Jays. So much fun. And I did do a parlay. I called it the Greatness Parlay, where I did a Dodgers to win the World Series, Buckeyes to win the National Championship, and Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. So I got that, which stays alive after that Dodgers comeback yesterday. What, Dave, are you celebrating on this Sunday?
Yeah, speaking of the World Series, I typically would have been rooting against the Dodgers, but I had placed a couple of futures bets on them to win the three, actually. I placed 3 futures bets on them to win the World Series, and those cashed last night. So I was actually felt like what it was like to be a Dodger fan there for a little bit, because as you said, green is your favorite color. And you always say, Scotty, what's your favorite team? Whoever's making me money.
That's right.
So last night, the Dodgers were my favorite team. And listen to this. I like this as well. So Ohio State, it just seemed fluky. You looked at the halftime total yards yesterday in the Penn State game. It's 17-14 Ohio State halftime. And it looked like Ohio State, if they weren't going to add on to it when it was 17-7, it at least was going to be no worse than 17-7 going into halftime. But then C.J. Donaldson fumbled, like at the 20. Penn State has that short little drive for a touchdown, 17-14. Well, the line dropped all the way to 11.5.
Yep.
Ohio State
and you
favored by
texted
11.
me.
Oh, I just said now that's the play. So good to see Ohio State take care of business there and cover that with ease. Dropped all the way to 11.5. And again, when that happens, I love live betting. When that happens and you're watching the game and it seems fluky, you can take advantage with live betting. Speaking of which, interesting story here from Friday night, North Carolina, Syracuse. So earlier in the day, I did a podcast and I picked Syracuse as my best bet. Okay, Syracuse. Yep. Then I'm watching the game. I really haven't watched North Carolina that much this year. I just know they're a joke. I'm watching the game and I'm like, okay, Carolina's quarterback is considerably better than Syracuse's. Syracuse is using 2 different quarterbacks. Both were terrible. Couldn't throw the ball at all. North Carolina was the more physical team and the faster team. So even though I already had money on
you knew you were on the wrong side.
I cashed that out and only lost $2 on my cash out.
Yep.
And then I put a decent amount of money on Carolina, and yeah, and it worked because Carolina.
The beauty of live betting, right?
I'm telling you, Cuse got an early, because it was a fluky fumble return for a touchdown. So Cuse got an early lead, but it was completely fluky. So then you're getting plus money with Carolina, like a lot of plus money. It was like 2-1. So I love live betting, so that works. So I'm celebrating that. Nate, what are you celebrating, my friend?
Well, of course, we're celebrating, another year of kicking Penn State's ass up and down the field, which we all appreciate. I'm going to go with the CBJ. They are red hot to start this season. They have won 6 out of 7, which is not a phrase you often hear with the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're in action again against the Islanders tonight, and I am expecting to make that 7 out of 8. Of course, hell is real is always something to celebrate. They're at home tonight. That is going to be a crazy environment.
I even wrote. I'm so glad you led off with the Blue Jackets. I even have in here my notes: CBJ 7-4! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! And I forgot to say that. Yeah, I'm celebrating our Jackets being 7-4, and hopefully we're celebrating a crew win tonight. Scotty and I will be there, right, Scotty?
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what? Speaking of being there, Ohio State hoops gets started officially tomorrow.
They're like going full Horizon League to start the year, right?
Yeah.
They're going like
IU.
Is
it Indianapolis?
IU, yeah, it used to be IUPUI. Now it's just IU. It used to be Ooey Pooey. Now it's IU Indy. And then they also do Purdue Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting way to start the year.
No Wright State on there.
But did you see the court? Did you see the pictures of the new court?
I have not, no.
Oh, my gosh. I can't wait to get there tomorrow night and see this thing in person. It looks incredible. Yeah, and by the way, watching Ohio State against OU last Sunday, I believe it was, because it was right after our show, and watching them and actually having big men who can score and pass and get up the down court and rebound the basketball a little bit. I can't wait to watch this team and this season. This is going to be a good year for Jake
I do
Teamwork.
like this roster, man. You and I do, and I'm not trying to get ahead of myself because I think I've been like you, I've erred on the side of optimism recently, and I think just a lot of Ohio State basketball fans are like, okay, they're going to miss the tournament again. I don't think so. I think this is going to be a good team. They missed on all but one of their transfers last year.
Yeah.
Remember, even Michi. We thought Michi was going to be a good transfer. He wasn't even on
Micah Parrish was the only one that
Parrish was really good.
And that was the one that was like, oh, really?
Yeah. You need a 3-shooter for the wing. You get Micah Parrish. Turns out Micah Parrish was fantastic. It was just Bradshaw and Stewart and these guys they got.
And Michi.
And Michi
just as bad.
added like nothing. And I really think they did a good job. Even a guy like Gabe Cupps is an underrated get, in my opinion, because he's the backup point guard. He's just going to be a guy that's going to be able to go in there and give Bruce a rest or give Junie a rest. And former Mr. Basketball. Yeah, he wasn't good as a true freshman at Indiana 2 years ago. Now as a third-year sophomore, as a backup point guard, I think Cups is going to be good. And I really like getting Tilly as the center and Brandon Knoll, the kid from Wright State, as the power forward.
Yeah, I can't wait for the season to start tomorrow. Let's now, though, go back to the college football world, and we got to do our categories, which, of course, the first category is who won the day. So let's start out by naming the nominees. First off, Julian Sayin and Ohio State won the day, winning the game by 24 points. Julian Sayin keeping that 80% completion percentage up.
Raising it even.
Crazy.
Sayin enters the game yesterday completing exactly 80% of his passes.
4 touchdowns, 3 incompletions.
And now he's completing 80.7% of his passes. You're not supposed to do that in video games. You're not supposed to complete 80% of your passes. He's doing it at Ohio State as a redshirt freshman.
Now, I think we're probably going to all agree that he's probably going to be the winner of the day for us. Yeah. However, let's throw out some more nominees. I think you got to throw Texas out there. This was a team that everybody kind of completely wrote off, thinking, okay, Texas is done, has a couple losses. Now they find themselves at 7-2. They got a win yesterday over Vanderbilt.
Barely.
That was big. But it was a big win. Vanderbilt, top 10 team, keeps Texas playoff hopes alive. I think they won the day a little bit. SMU beating Miami. That was an upset. They had lost the previous week to Wake Forest, come back, win the game. So I think you can put them for a nominee of win the day. NC State over Georgia Tech. That is a shocker right there. That hurt some of my parlays because I had Georgia Tech.
Sorry to hear that.
And lastly, Oklahoma going to the fraudulent Tennessee.
Yes.
Which we talked about this on the tailgate show. Tennessee hadn't beat anybody.
Nobody.
And they were a fraud. Oklahoma had played tough games all year. Oklahoma wins. In fact, I got a text in the middle of the night from our friend Tim May. And because he knew that I was on Oklahoma in that game, and he said, pretender for Tennessee. T-E-N-N.
There you go.
Well done by Tim.
Can I throw out Matt Rule yesterday also for conning Nebraska into a new contract?
That's a good one, too. All right, let's give out who won the day. I think it's got to be Julian.
Yeah,
Moves up to Heisman.
Julian.
I'm going with Julian.
Moves up the Heisman board to be the favorite.
Yeah, goes from like 14-1 2 weeks ago all the way. And he was entered yesterday's game with the third best odds to win the Heisman. Now he is the favorite to win the Heisman. So yeah, let's go with Julian Sayin. All right, who lost the day? We talked about some of these teams. Georgia Tech is definitely a contender here.
I was going to say the ACC. No one wants to win that conference.
That's exactly right.
Miami? Yes, let's just go with the ACC.
Yeah, Miami, like that playoff race, which people were talking about. Remember, there was some people thinking there'd be
like 3 teams almost recently.
Right, and now you're looking at 1, maybe, like that's it.
And it was like 3 weeks ago. People that I think Heather. People like to rip on Heather Dinich. I think she does a good job.
Terrible.
She's most terrible. Of my friends say it too. Maybe it's because I've met her a couple times. She's actually a really super nice lady, and she's a Big Ten girl. She went to Indiana. She's really, 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 really nice. But she was screaming from the mountaintops as little as 3 weeks ago that Miami was in a tier by themselves.
Yes.
Considerably better than Ohio State, in a tier by themselves. And it's like, Heather, this is why all my friends say this about you, stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like Scotty, for example.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I won't go as far as some people go in their criticism of her, but I think she's terrible.
Oh wow. Wow. I'll keep defending her because I know she's a nice person.
But as far as losing the day, yeah, if Georgia Tech, who was top 10, Miami, who was top 10, both of them lose. I think that was a big hurt for the ACC.
Dabo might lose his job.
Yeah. Well, I told you guys during the break, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a mutual split between Dabo and Clemson. I think it makes sense for him to go somewhere else.
Ohio State broke him.
Broken.
That 2020, the COVID year, Ohio State blew them out. The only time Ohio State's ever beaten Clemson, I think they broke them.
Any other losers that we need to bring up from the day yesterday? I think the ACC pretty much covers it. No other humongous upsets during the day.
No, I'd like to make fun of Michigan only beating Purdue by 5 at home. But
we haven't done that enough.
I can't say they lost the day though. They did win. All right, let's go with. I think we got to go with just the ACC. I like what Nate did. Because I was going to say, if I was going to pick one, I was going to say Georgia Tech. Are you guys good with that? You just go ACC?
Yeah.
And of course, Nate's good with it. It was my idea, and it was damn good.
Best thing we saw, and I'm going to go with this. Jeremiah's ricochet catch.
Yes. It's like, that's going to be intercepted. No, it's my bike, punk. He went full Debo on him.
There was a picture Ryan showed me during the call-in show. There's a picture of him making that catch, and it's just like the way his body was contorted. It's like, how in the world did he bring that in? And it was incredible. So that was, I think, the best thing I saw. But there was a lot of good things that I saw in that game yesterday.
I heard Nate say during the call-in show something that I think is so true. Like, you're hearing people say, well, and I understand Carnell Tate's fantastic, but it was like people were starting to think, is Carnell Tate actually the best receiver on this team? Then you see Jeremiah Smith do something like that no other human could do. You're like, okay, yeah, he is the best. Yes, he's going to go down as the best receiver to ever play at Ohio State, and I know that is a bold statement. I'm also not the first person to say that. I know that as well, but he'll go down as the best. But I agree with you. That was the coolest thing I saw.
I think also you could make the
Dabo crying on the sideline yesterday was pretty great.
You could make the argument there. And then Miami losing. Like, we talked at the start of the show of teams that we hate. And my hatred towards Miami has gone away because they've been irrelevant for the most part for the last decade.
I celebrate the way Ohio State broke Miami every year.
They broke Wisconsin.
Still love seeing Miami lose, especially Carson Beck. To me, he's a very unlikable guy.
Oh, yeah.
So them losing was one of the great things I saw yesterday as well.
Nice ROI there. $4 million for Carson Beck.
Although it was hard for me to see it because stupid YouTube TV and ESPN in that battle, that's
also on the loser of the day list.
That's the big loser of the day.
Now, are you taking sides? Are you on Team Disney?
I think they
or
both
Team
suck.
They both suck. They're both greedy.
Yeah,
that's what most people are saying.
Like those two enormous companies trying to suck a little bit more money out of the consumer. It's gross.
It's funny to me. Like, it wasn't that long ago. Like what, 3 years ago, everybody was coming out of the woodwork telling me, you got to get YouTube TV. It's the greatest thing ever. And everybody's like, I hate YouTube TV.
I hate it. I do. Like, at this point now, I am done.
All right. I'm curious to know some of the betting lines for next week. I have not looked. I do not know the Ohio State.
I have many of them.
Yes.
Oh.
Let's get to that next on The Money.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth, or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient, and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
Aaron, I'm freaking out a little that you're giving away $500 in free repairs whenever someone buys a new water heater.
When people are faced with an unexpected expense, an unexpected gift helps restore balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
How many things can our plumbers do for $500 or less?
Tons of things.
Like what?
We can repair a toilet that's not working. We can replace a hose bib, install a utility sink or a vanity, run a water line to an appliance, replace a garbage disposal.
Get Eco.
Replace a shutoff valve, fix an exposed water leak.
What's an exposed water leak?
It's one you can see. It's not inside a wall and it's not underground.
And we're going to do these sorts of things for free just because a person buys a water heater?
Yeah, for free.
Because we're restoring balance to the universe?
Balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Who? Go to GetEco.com.
Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns May 14th through 17th with My Chemical Romance, Tool, Bring Me the Horizon, and Shinedown.
Plus, Pierce the Veil, Good Charlotte, The Offspring, Sublime, Godsmack, Breaking Benjamin, Marilyn Manson, and so many more. Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, May 14th to 17th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at SonicTempleFestival.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Remember that rush you got as a kid ripping open your favorite pack of cards? Well, guess what? You can feel it again at Midwest Cards. Right next to Nationwide Arena, this place is a collector's dream with thousands of packs from all eras. Chase that Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, pull a rare Michael Jordan, or even hit your favorite Pokemon and relive that childhood thrill. Plus, you can shop their pack wall, kick back in their roomy sports lounge, or even bring in your old cards to sell or trade. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Realtors usually charge you 6% to sell your house, but not my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They take 1%. It's in the name. And this is full service. No shortcuts, no for sale by owner crapola. They do it all. Call 614-451-6616.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Imagine on an NFL Sunday being able to sit in a comfortable seat and watching 7 NFL games at once. Now imagine your favorite radio station giving away prizes, including football tickets. On Sunday, November 7th at 1 p.m., join me, Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle from On the Money at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus for incredible food, giant screens, and lots of betting kiosks. That's Sunday at the best place to watch the games. 1 p.m., ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
It's BOGO week, so use your card for buy one, get one free deals on Kroger brand apple juice, Screamin' Sicilian pizza, and more participating items. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy skies are expected here for today, and temperatures will only warm up into the mid-50s here for this afternoon. Winds fairly light out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Heading into tonight, we're tracking clear skies and chilly temperatures down into the mid-30s here for the overnight hours, making for a chilly Monday morning, but with the sun shining, we'll warm up into the upper 50s here for your Monday afternoon. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
And now back to a show featuring two dudes who have been kicked out of their homes by angry wives. This pretty much sums up every show we have here on The Fan. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Let's have some fun on this Sunday morning. Nate has set up the lines for us. College football betting lines for next Saturday are out. Good handful of them. He's picked out 10 of his favorite games to quiz us on. If we guess the line within 2 points, then we get a point. If we don't, then we get buzzed. There you go. So, Nate, floor is yours. 10 games. What are we starting with?
All right, we're starting Friday night. Northwestern is at USC.
Oh.
Trojans by 9.5 was the first thing that went in my mind.
I would think a little higher, but
Perhaps,
I could.
Yeah. Northwestern's solid, but playing at USC.
You said
USC's
9.5.
explosive. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably higher than that.
Maybe let's go 11.5.
Let's go. Okay, I like that. 11.5.
15.5.
I was way off with my first instinct. That's on me. All right, next one.
All right, over one.
Number 6, Oregon is at Iowa.
Ooh. At Iowa, to me, this is going to be within a field goal. So I think maybe Oregon is about -3-ish.
I was thinking Oregon 3.5, 4. So yeah, I'm right around there. I'll go with what since I screwed us up the first time. We'll go with.
Let's go 3. Oregon 3.
Oh no! Oregon is getting 6.5.
Wait,
Interesting.
they're giving 6.5?
No, it's -6.5. Yeah.
Oregon is -6.5.
That seems high.
It does.
Wow.
It does. And especially they were shaky last time out at home against Wisconsin. They only won 21-7. All right, we're doing great so far. What's the next one?
Indiana, they're at Penn State.
Indiana at Penn State. So Indiana's definitely favored.
Is this a double digit? I think it's probably a double digit favorite for Indiana. Maybe 10, 11?
10.5. You want to go 10.5?
Let's go 10.5. Oh, no.
Just missed it. 13.5.
Oh. Wait. We said 10.5.
Yeah.
That's not within 2.
Not within 2. We'll save OSU for later. BYU is at Texas Tech.
Because it's at
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech's favored, I would think, by 3.5.
Oh, I think higher than that. Yeah, I think BYU is a little fake good. I know they're undefeated.
And Texas Tech's at home. Yeah.
I'd almost say a double, like a 10.
Isn't their quarterback hurt, though? But they have a good backup, though, I think. He's played a lot anyway. Yeah. You want to say 10?
Let's go let's go 9 so that we get credit for 7 or 10. Right?
Or 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 9.
Let's go 9.
Hey, 9.5.
Yeah, we're on the board, baby.
Yeah. All right.
Momentum.
We're done. All right. We're going out on top. George Costanza.
All right. The SEC games are gross, but we've got to go through them. The best one of the weekend, A&M is at Mizzou.
Mizzou quarterback's out.
Yeah, that's right.
It's at Mizzou.
Former Penn State quarterback.
To me, maybe a touchdown.
Bo Prabula. Yeah, I think and A&M to me is legit, man. Marcel Reed's good. Elko's a hell of a good head coach. You said a touchdown?
I'd say a touchdown on the road.
Because the quarterback. Yeah, I think A&M would be favored if Prabula was playing. Yeah, 6.5, 7. What do you think?
Let's go 6.5.
6.5.
Right on the money.
Ooh.
On the money.
All right, we got a little momentum.
LSU's heading to Bama.
Oh, LSU with their interim head coach.
As I said, these games are gross this weekend.
Bama.
Let's see. Bama was on bye this week. I assume LSU was as well. I don't remember them.
Bama by 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, maybe.
It's at Alabama, right? Yeah.
Let's go 13. That way we get 15 or 11.
Okay.
13. Oh,
11.5.
Oh, nice
okay.
work.
All right. See, we're using the system a little bit.
Baby.
Within 2.
Way to go.
Last one from the SEC. Auburn is at Vandy.
Vandy's Auburn with another bad loss yesterday. Vandy trying to bounce back. They'll be at home. They'll be favored. Will they be favored by double digits?
In my mind, I'm thinking like an 8. That way we get the 6 or the 10.
I can't imagine being low as 6, though, playing at home.
You'll go 9?
Yeah, let's go 9.
9. Oh,
yeah! It's 7.
Okay. All right. Right on the number.
I can't imagine it being as low as 6. It's 7. See, I was right, technically.
3 more to go.
Okay.
In the battle of teams that were supposed to be good and are both crap, Florida State is at Clemson.
Oh, geez.
Florida State at Clemson.
The gonna be fired bowl.
Yeah. Florida State won last night big against a crap team.
They did beat Alabama, too.
Yeah.
Just
it's at Clemson. To me, it's a field goal either way, but where's the game?
It's at Clemson.
Then maybe field goal Clemson.
Yeah, I was going to say 2.5 Clemson. Yeah, let's just go with
Otherwise,
that.
it's like probably.
It is -3 Clemson.
Okay.
Nice. You nailed it.
All right.
On the money again.
2 more. I guess this one's kind of relevant. Navy is at Notre Dame.
Navy lost yesterday.
They lost to, North Texas.
Which definitely ruined how relevant it is.
Notre Dame.
It's got to be in the 20s.
Oh, I was thinking less than that. Because Navy's actually like a good team, and they can muddy it up.
You want to say 20 then?
They got a Hilliard kid as their quarterback.
You want to go below 20?
Barely, though.
Boy. I like it above 20.
Okay, I'll go with whatever. You've been on fire. I'll go with you.
Let me just go 20 then.
24 and a half.
You did say you thought, oh, geez. I'm surprised
20s.
it's that. I might take Navy.
And lastly, OSU is at Purdue.
Okay.
I was thinking like 31.
Yeah, let's talk through this. So, okay, OSU was at Wisconsin was what, 28? Is that how high that spread was? I feel like it was in that territory.
I think it went down to 27 and a half or something like that.
Yeah, it went down a little bit, but I feel like it's similar to that Wisconsin type line.
Yeah.
So like a 28, 20.
But maybe worse. Although Purdue, only lost by 5 to Michigan in Ann Arbor last night.
So you want to go a little lower than the Wisconsin line?
I want to go 30.
Okay, 30 it is.
28 and a half.
Yeah!
You guys went just above 500.
You know what?
We'll take it.
That's very solid.
That's profitable. All right. Up next is the almost world famous Scotty Doesn't Know. This is On the Money.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at RunyonDentalGroup.com. That's RunyonDentalGroup.com.
You're kind of cute. Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair. Dormar! You're kind of cute.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I cannot imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life. There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip, and I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. D. Biddle places over-unders on how many traffic lights he hits coming into the studio. This is On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Welcome back to On the Money. Dave Biddle, Scotty Vegas, Nate Pooterball. And right about now, it is time for Scotty Doesn't Know. Hit it, Nate.
All right.
What is the best cameo in cinema history?
Matt Damon, Euro Trip.
That's true. That's true. Right there, Matt Damon singing that right there. He didn't actually sing. He lip-synced it, but very, very, very good. All right. The true theme is Scotty Doesn't Know the Ohio State-Penn State border war.
Ooh, baby.
Okay. I think you know it, though. What was the first year Penn State competed in the Big Ten?
93.
Nailed it. Okay, so that was the first year they played as Big Ten foes, Ohio State and Penn State. Who won the game and by what score? You have to get the score within, I don't know, 5 points each way.
So Penn State won it, and I think it was in the snow, right? Wasn't it a snow game? Wasn't that kind of famous for just being a really cold, snowy first game?
Yeah, and I think it was late October. I don't even think it was November. It might have been early November. It was like late October, I believe, and it was snowing. That was going to be the next question.
Really?
Was it a nice day? Was it snowing? Was it raining? There you got that. Ding!
All right. Well, there we go.
Right.
Score, I have no idea. I'm going to go 20-10 type thing.
And Penn State won?
Yeah.
Ohio State won 24-6.
Oh. All right.
Do you know who the offensive MVP was for Ohio State in that game? The offensive standout for Ohio State in that game.
Oh, my gosh.
Who really carried the Buckeyes to victory in that game in the snow?
It
was a quiet storm that day in Columbus. I'm giving you way too many hints
I
here.
don't know it.
Raymond Harris, the quiet storm.
That was just before my time.
Raymond Harris, number 34.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You had a guy, a sophomore named Eddie George on the bench that year.
Ooh.
He played a lot as a true freshman, had some fumble issues. People were like, he's never going to be anything.
I remember watching the 94 game, and I really remember the 95 game. So
okay, yeah, 94. Okay. You already got this. But I'll say it again.
63-14.
Yes.
Penn State. It was
63-14.
Kajana Carter and Kerry Collins and who was the big-time wide receiver?
You nailed it.
Gosh, I can't remember.
Kerry Collins and Kajana Carter. Kajana Carter was the number 1 overall pick of the draft by the Bengals. They traded up for
another
a running back.
terrible Bengal.
Absolutely awful. Columbus product. Who knows? If he didn't get hurt in the preseason, who knows? But you don't trade up to take a running back with the number 1 pick unless you're the Bengals. Kerry Collins, until Dwayne Haskins, was the only Big Ten quarterback to go in the first round. We went from Kerry Collins all the way to Dwayne Haskins. But you nailed it. That was going to be one, too.
Wasn't there a big-time wide receiver on that team,
there was. I'm drawing up. Yeah, there was. I'm drawing a blank. You're right. They had a really nice trio. That team got screwed out of a national championship.
Did they play Oregon in the Rose
and they
Bowl?
blew them out. That gangrene Oregon. Oregon was actually known for their defense that year. And Kajana Carter had like an 80-yard touchdown like on the first play of the game, and Penn State blew them out. Here's what happened. So Penn State was number 1 in 94. They finished with an undefeated record. They were number 1 for part of the season, especially after they crushed Ohio State. Then there was a game where they got a big lead at Indiana and then kind of took their foot off the gas and still ended up winning the game by a considerable margin, but they didn't cover, didn't look that great. So that week they dropped from 1 to 2. Nebraska went from 2 to 1. And it never changed. They should have at least been co-champs that year. Penn State got screwed out of that national championship.
I vaguely remember that Rose Bowl because they dominated, I think, Oregon in that Rose Bowl, too.
There was no reason Penn State shouldn't have at least been co-national champs that year, but fellow future Big Ten foe Nebraska got it. And then 3 years later, Nebraska ties with Michigan. So why was 94 not a tie? All right. How long, and you have to get within a half hour, how long is the drive, one that I've made too many times, from Columbus to State College? We'll say from Ohio State to Penn State. How long's the drive?
Okay, is Dave Biddle driving? Because that's a different time than the average person.
3 hours.
Riding with you to Cincinnati. We got down to the Great American Ballpark, or we got to Cincinnati in like an hour and 10 minutes?
People, you don't have a bullet train? Yeah, it might not be a bullet train, but it's a bullet car.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to go with, and again, I've never made this trip, unfortunately. I'm going to go 7 hours and 17 minutes.
Incorrect.
Oh. Shorter.
Do you want to give one more?
6 hours, 44 minutes.
Still not within a half hour.
You're not accounting. I'm coming from Westerville. You're coming from Hilliard. You got a shorter drive than me.
I'm coming from the west. What? You would have a shorter drive than me.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Next week, I already know that Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know geography of Columbus.
Also, what is the interesting landmark between Columbus and Penn State? Trick question. The answer is nothing. That drive sucks.
The mountains. Speaking of which.
All right, I'm going to go 5 hours, 55 minutes.
You're still not within a half hour.
Jeez.
You're really close at that point, though. It's about 5 hours and 10 minutes. Now, it depends. If you go at rush hour, it's different. But if you look at your app right now, it's about 5 hours, 10 minutes from Ohio State to Penn State.
This is Dave travel time.
No, it's about that long.
No.
You can look it up right now. Yeah,
all right.
You can look it up.
I've done it in like 5:15.
I'm going to do it on Waze right now.
I've done it in under 5.
Let's go.
And the Pennsylvania State Patrol was nice. It was nice to me going through the mountains there. All right. Yeah, what's it say? The live update.
The live update.
Scotty doesn't know.
From right here, studio, State College.
To Beaver Stadium.
Which let's see.
Scotty doesn't know.
You want exact. It's 279 miles, and it is, calculating, 4 hours and 54 minutes.
4 hours and 54 minutes.
You were even more off.
It was
$6.
That is more like how long it would take me. That's not realistic. You're not getting there.
I've done it like twice in like 5:15.
Yeah, that's probably counting stops or a stop.
Well, this is
You
a
only need to
Sunday
stop
morning,
once.
too. You're not going to run into any traffic.
Yeah, that's, I think, 5 hours and 15, 5 hours and 10 is typical. All right, let's
And
move on.
apparently you're paying $6 in tolls.
I see you trying to stall here.
I'm not stalling.
Okay, so we know okay. What's the all-time? You get this within, I don't know, a few. We'll be nice to you. What's the all-time record in the series between Ohio State and Penn State?
I actually saw this.
They've played 41 times, and I'm including 2010 as counting, by the way, for Ohio State.
I saw it's in the 20s for OSU. I'm going to go 24 OSU.
They played 41 times, so you'd be going 17. Yeah.
24 and 17.
That's within, I'll say that's within, yes. It's 27-14 Ohio State.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, they've played 33 times every year since Penn State's joined the Big Ten until next year and the year after. So they've played 33 times as Big Ten foes. What's Ohio State's record?
Ooh, let me go with...
they played 33 times.
22 wins for Ohio State.
We'll give it to you. 25-8.
Wow.
Basically, if you're within 3, I'm giving
Obviously,
it to you.
the last 9.
Here's something for you. Okay. What year was the first year of the Ohio State-Penn State rivalry? When's the first time they played? Come within 10 years.
Jeez.
First year they ever played.
How about 1927?
No. You're close. Just go a little...
17.
Yeah, 1912. Which I didn't know that. Penn State won that game 37-0. I don't know what the Buckeyes just didn't show up that day in 1912. I don't know what they were doing.
What were they
man.
thinking?
I don't know. Do you know this? Well, I'll just ask you. You'll get it right now that I just set it up like that. Did Penn State win the first 4 games they ever played against Ohio State?
I'm going to guess yes.
Yes! Yes, they also won in 56, 63, and 64. So Penn State started off 4-0 against Ohio State in this rivalry. Since then, they're 10-27 all time. So they started off 4-0. All right, when did Ohio State finally beat Penn State? Give me a year.
Oh,
give me within 5 years.
60.
No. Woody was the coach, so that was going to be your clue. But this is no. Woody he was the coach.
65.
Keep going.
69. 72. 74. 76. 73. 75.
75.
Yes!
Buckeyes took care of business 17-9 here in Columbus. Okay, has Ohio State and Penn State ever met in a bowl game?
Yes.
Yes, the 1980 Fiesta Bowl. Who won?
Ohio State.
Penn State, 31-19.
This segment started out so good.
So at that time, Penn State had a 6-2 record against Ohio State all time after that Fiesta Bowl, and then they didn't play again until that 93 game when they joined the Big Ten, and it has not gone well for them since. All right, Joe Paterno. Let's do coaching records here. Let's get within, we'll say within 3 either way. Okay. Joe Paterno coached 22 games against the Buckeyes. 22 games, including some before they joined the Big Ten, obviously. What was Joe Pa's record against Ohio State in those 22 games?
Okay, so 22. I'm going to say he was 16-6.
No. He was
14-8.
18, or he was 8-14.
Wait. 8-14.
He didn't coach those games in 1912.
He didn't?
Did not.
Shockingly
56. No, that wasn't him. He did coach in the set. Okay, here we go now. Let's go with John Cooper. Coached in 8 Ohio State Penn State games. What was John Cooper's record against Penn State?
Okay, I'm going to go with
8 games.
5-3.
Nailed it.
Oh, yes. Finally, I needed one. I needed something to get my confidence back
Jim
up.
Tressel coached in 10 games, and we're counting 2010. Jim Tressel coached in 10 games. What was his record against the Nittany Lions?
Give me 8-2.
We'll give it to you. Close enough. 7-3.
Okay.
7-3. Urban Meyer coached in 7 games against Penn State. What was his record?
7 games. So I know the one loss. I think it's just one loss. I think 6-1.
Nailed it. Ryan Day has now coached in 7 games against
7-0.
7-0. That's right. Okay, why? A lot of people have asked me this over the years. I'm curious if you know. You probably know. Why the Nittany in Nittany Lions? What's the Nittany in reference to?
I actually know this one.
I have no clue.
The Nittany Mountains. That part of the mountain range is called the Nittany Mountain Range.
Okay.
Yeah. Only somebody's from family who's from Altoona, and Nate as well would know stupid stuff like this.
Well, he's driven to Penn State a couple times. I've never been.
There you go. Okay, who was Penn State's quarterback the last time they beat Ohio State?
Robinson?
2016. No.
Was it? Gosh. Ooh. I can picture him.
He wasn't from Ohio, unlike the last three quarterbacks. So Sean Clifford, Drew Aller, and now Ethan Grunkemeyer, all from Ohio. Grunkemeyer, I think, is going to be a solid quarterback for them, by the way. Against this defense, he didn't look I mean, he didn't, not like he did anything great, but I think as a redshirt freshman, I thought, he didn't look like it was too big for him. So I think they might have a quarterback going forward for their new coach, Mike Elko.
It wasn't McSorley.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Yes, Trace McSorley.
How do I count that? He said it wasn't him.
I did it reverse psychology.
Discretion. We'll start off with one that, we'll close on one that he's going to get, because he's already mentioned this.
Okay.
When is the next time Ohio State and Penn State will play? What year?
Sadly, it's 2028.
That's correct.
That sucks.
Correct. That does suck.
And it's Penn State's fault, by the way.
Yes.
Because the deal was, it was like, okay, you had to announce who your rivals were, submit it to the Big Ten, and Ohio State said they want to play Michigan and Penn State. And Penn State did not submit Ohio State. So all the blame goes to Penn State. Am I right?
Yes, totally. And, and I can't remember if it was Anthony or if it was Tim May during the show. Yeah, Anthony Rothman or Tim asked me during the show yesterday, look, can you really blame Penn State? Because you want to be mad
that's
at
a
them.
good point.
Like, what are you thinking, man? Come on, this is the border war. We're supposed to play each other every year. Yeah, you're not our main rival, but you look at us as your main rival. Penn State looks at Ohio State as their main rival.
They have no rivals. Nobody at all.
I know, but you talk to their fans, they look at Ohio State, because for years it was the only Big Ten school they shared a border with. Think about it. And you're right. I had them ask me, can you really blame them? They've now lost, at the time, 8 straight, about to be 9. I don't really blame them.
No, I don't.
But the Big Ten should have stepped in and said, we don't care.
You got to play.
Penn State and Ohio State are going to play football every year against each other, period.
And the TV partners would prefer it. Like, it's a big-time matchup every year. Yeah, it kind of sucks that gets taken off the schedule, and that's lame. Now, I did want to ask you both, what is your favorite Ohio State-Penn State memory? Now, I was at that game 2017 when Ohio State made that crazy comeback, and that was J.T. Barrett going absolutely nutso right in the fourth quarter. I was at that game, so that would probably be number one for me.
That would probably be my number one. My number two would be the walk-off sack.
The walk-off sack. But also, people forget about this one, Chris Gamble in the pick 6 at Ohio Stadium.
Oh, yeah, the national championship
in 02.
year. It felt like every year for a while we had a pick 6 in that game.
And I remember how, because I was at that one too, I remember how crazy the shoe was during that pick 6, because it was a very stressful game until he got that.
For me, 95 was huge, because my freshman year at Ohio State was 94, and I told the story about him watching that blowout with some of my roommates, plus some guys that were on the football team that were redshirting that year, like Damon Moore, Jerry Rudzinski, because all the football players lived in Morrill Tower that year. So then, my second year at Ohio State's 95. They have to go back to Penn State. We're all like, I can't believe we have to go there 2 straight years. This is ridiculous. And back and forth game. Penn State took the lead, but then Eddie George, and as you mentioned, Ricky Dudley, that pass down the seam from Bobby Hoying. That was huge. Based on what happened the previous year, 63-14 was just embarrassing. And then to go back to Happy Valley in 95 and win, if that's not my favorite, it's right up there. You guys mentioned some other good ones too, for sure.
And I specifically remember, and that's so long ago. I was 10 when that game happened, but I still remember that 95 game.
There have been so many good
watching
games.
it on a little TV. Yeah, I remember a lot about that one.
Yeah, it's too bad it's going away. At least it's not going away forever, but it's weird it's going away for 2 years.
We're making it sound like this thing is like the rivalry is over and they're not playing for another 20, 30 years, like some of those others where they switch conferences and they're never playing again. It'll happen in 2 years. And who knows? It could happen in a Big Ten championship game. It could also happen in a playoff. Probably not, because Penn State is going to suck.
Well, if they get Mike Elko,
maybe
they'll be pretty good with Ethan Grunkemeyer. I guess it's just Grunkemeyer. I've been calling him Grunkemeyer. All right. Up next is Best Bets. This is On the Money.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Aaron, I'm freaking out a little that you're giving away $500 in free repairs whenever someone buys a new water heater.
When people are faced with an unexpected expense, an unexpected gift helps restore balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
ECO. How many things can our plumbers do for $500 or less?
Tons of things.
Like what?
We can repair a toilet that's not working. We can replace a hose bib, install a utility sink or a vanity, run a water line to an appliance, replace a garbage disposal.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Replace a shutoff valve, fix an exposed water leak.
What's an exposed water leak?
It's one you can see. It's not inside a wall and it's not underground.
And we're going to do these sorts of things for free just because a person buys a water heater?
Yeah, for free.
Because we're restoring balance to the universe?
Balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Woo, go to geteco.com.
Hey, does this sound like you were every step or reach as a reminder that it hurts? The pain is there. A reminder of what you're not able to do, how far you've drifted from that life you used to have and love where you didn't have the pain. Listen, if this is you, if this is a family member, you need to talk to them about it. You need to do what I did and go to QC Kinetics. They've got the answers for you, the relief without the scalpel, without the surgery. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power. The damaged tissue, it can be healed by itself. It's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story. The very cells in your body can help you get healed with no surgery, no pills, no long recovery, just remembering how to move and feel alive again so you can golf, hike, do all the stuff you love to do. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus or 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus, so be sure to check them out at 380-208-4544.
Active military or veteran planning your next career move? Columbus State's IT programs prepare you for a high-tech career in Columbus's fastest growing fields. Our veteran services team will help you maximize your benefits and connect to a supportive campus community. Apply at cscc.edu/IT.
Hey Sports Cards fans, I'm Jeff with my buddy Adam, and we run Huggy Kissy Bear breaks on the Whatnot app. What's a card break? Simple. We open boxes of cards live, you pick your team, and we send you all the hits. With over 2,300 five-star reviews, we're all about you. New to card breaks? No sweat. We've got you covered with a sweet welcome package from us. Download the Whatnot app and follow us on Instagram and TikTok to view all of our past Sugar Bear hits. Huggy Kissy Bear Breaks, where collectors win big.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
Make your list, check it twice, and shop smart this holiday season. Open a Visa at Kemba Financial Credit Union and add some jingle to your wallet with $150 cash back after your first $1,500 spent within 90 days. Apply at Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Offer ends 12/31/25.
Imagine on an NFL Sunday being able to sit in a comfortable seat and watching 7 NFL games at once. Now imagine your favorite radio station giving away prizes, including football tickets. On Sunday, November 7th at 1 p.m., join me, Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle from On the Money at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus for incredible food, giant screens, and lots of betting kiosks. That's Sunday at the best place to watch the games. 1 p.m. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This November, Window Nation puts an end to your window problems. You'll save big, too, with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0 interest for 5 years. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so schedule your free estimate right now at windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Bishop and Friends.
I don't want it to be much more than that. I don't need tardy bells, because if they get tardy, I got to go in and sign in for them and say they're tardy because of me.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Scotty Vegas places so many bets, he can't even remember which teams he's rooting for. You're listening to On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
We're going to do some Sunday best bets here in just a second, but just a reminder that Ohio State minus 28.5 to open against Purdue, and your betting odds for the national championship in college football. Ohio State is the favorite, of course, to win it all at plus 225. Indiana has moved to plus 425. Alabama plus 750. Notre Dame and Oregon and Texas A&M are all 10-1. And now we have a new leader in the Heisman odds. It is Julian Sayin at plus 185. Fernando Mendoza plus 225. Ty Simpson plus 450. All right, it's best bets time. Dave, I know you got a couple circled. I'll give you one to start out here. I do like the Bengals game to go over today, the Bengals-Bears game. The number is 51.5, and I expect a lot of points in this game. Evidence watching that Bengals-Jets game last week in a really, really bad defense. But also we have seen games at Paul Brown Stadium have been going way over. So I am going to take the over in that game. The other thing, guys, I'm mad I didn't do this earlier at the 6-1 when Ohio State was 6-1. And then I'm mad I didn't take it at 4-1. But you know what? I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm taking Ohio State to win it all at plus 225. I think they're the team, the elite defense, the quarterback wide receiver combo that I compared earlier today to 2019's LSU with Burrow and Jefferson and Chase. I consider Ohio State very comparable, except with a better elite defense in that LSU team. So I am finally jumping in at the plus 225. I know I'm a little late to the party, but it's time to get to the party. OSU plus 225. Dave, what are your best bets for this Sunday?
I really like a prop bet in the Bengals-Bears game. T. Higgins over 52.5 receiving yards. And here's the thing. I like when you look at last week, he only had one reception. It was a deep ball for a touchdown. I don't know why they didn't throw to him more. Now, Jamar Chase is going to get his, but now with the knowledge that Joe Flacco is going to play, that's a pretty low mark. 52.5 receiving yards. I really like the over there for T. Higgins. I think he's going to bounce back. The fact that he only got that one reception last week, I think he's going to get 4, 5, 6, and that'll get him over 52.5. In fact, I also put another bet in and bumped that up to 70 or more receiving yards for Higgins. Then you can get over 2-1 odds. So, but if you want to keep it simple, 52.5 is the over-under. Take the over of that. And I kind of feel like the Bengals on the money line might be a good play. You're not getting like a ton of value. What is it, like plus 150 on the money line? Bengals, I think the Bengals are going to win this game today. I don't know why I'm saying that. They have the worst defense in football. But I was talking with Nate, and Caleb Williams is just okay. Watch him go off today. He's playing the Bengals. If they're redoing the draft, it's it'd be like Jaden Daniels or Drake May. Maybe Drake May, then Daniels, right? Would you take Bo Nix over Caleb Williams? I would.
Yeah, probably. So Bo Nix is so up and down, but yeah probably.
Drake May, Jaden Daniels in whatever order, Bo Nix, and then maybe Caleb Williams fourth. I'm talking about just the quarterback. I would take him over J.J. McCarthy, I think.
Yeah. Let me throw one more NFL line out at you. I'm a little bit surprised that the Broncos are an underdog to the Texans. Broncos really good defense, as you mentioned. Bo Nix playing pretty well lately. I kind of like the Broncos plus 2.5 against Houston today.
What about the Columbus Crew taking down FC Cincinnati?
Let's do it.
At the Death Star.
Things in Columbus are so great right now, right? Blue Jackets playing well.
Blue Jackets play again tonight, right?
OSU hoops tomorrow night.
Heck yeah, man. It's a great time.
It is.
There's a lot of sports going on at a high level. Buckeyes are defending national champions in football. and they're number 1 in the nation, and they have the lowest betting odds, the best betting odds to win the national championship, and they have the Heisman favorite.
First feel on that 28.5 against Purdue.
I feel like Ohio State's going to win this game by 30 or more, so I like Ohio State to cover. Again, they're 7-1 against the spread this year.
See, this is like a 38-3 type win.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I know Ross Aid. I know what's happening over there. I know. All right. That was our show for today. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. For Scotty Vegas and Nate Puderbaugh, I am Dave Biddle. This has been On the Money.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the